I'm still loving this opening track. Dr. Roberto Burton still did his thing. I still love it. I still love it. Good evening, everybody. Oh, you're muted. I don't know if you mean to be muted, but you're muted.
Oh no!
Hey.
Hey! I was jamming, so I muted myself because I was jamming. Like,
you got caught up. You got caught up,
and then I forgot to. Backstage, I was jamming. I forgot.
Yeah, because that's what y'all need to see the backstage version of us. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. So thankful that you are here for the Doing the Doctorate podcast. I'm Dr. Kesslin, host of the podcast and doctoral coach. And I am just so grateful that you are here. This podcast is designed to inform and inspire those who are coming in, through, and trying to get out of their doctoral program. So I am super excited. Today, y'all, we are talking about connecting at professional conferences. Connecting at professional conferences. So it's really going to be a really important topic. Well, I mean, I think every topic is important, but today's topic is going to be important. But you all know that I don't do this alone. I am so thankful that I don't do this podcast by myself. With us tonight and every Sunday is the extraordinary early childhood educator extraordinaire, founder of STEM Early, creator of
The Gospel According to
STEM. I don't know why I have such
it's all good.
Dots, because that's what's on my mind.
She called it that.
Gospel According to STEM. And mama, amazing mother. Like if you all follow her on social media, you will know how just amazing she is. And the doctor with the coolest name, Dr. O.
Hey! Oh! Hey! Oh!
What's going on? Oh, how are you?
I'm good. I still got joy.
Joy.
So I had to, wear my joy shirt. This has been a week. And so, like I told you last Sunday, I am going to live above the noise and remain in joy. So that's what I've been doing, living above the noise, which means I had to unplug a little bit. But that's how we talk about self-care and all that. Yeah. So this week has been a great week of living above the noise and staying in joy and understanding what that means and what it means to keep your joy in spite of.
I'm going to need you to do a podcast on that topic alone. Okay. How to keep your joy in your doctoral program.
Yes.
And beyond. Okay. I'm going to need you to take the lead on that one. Write that down. It's coming to a podcast here near you. Okay. So, before we get started with our doctoral thought for the day, listen, I've got to tell you some exciting information. You all know that the Doctoral Summit, I didn't get my face together anyway. Doesn't matter. The Doctoral Summit is this week. People keep asking, is it free? It's free. It's something that I do every year. I've been doing it every year for some time. The Doctoral Summit. It's going to be 3 nights this week, November 12th, 13th, and 14th, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Listen, I'm just even more excited that I have some amazing guests joining us this week. So it's going to be about an hour and a half, no more than 2 hours. And we're just going to drop information. I need you to register. drkesslin.com/summit. So we're going to be talking about everything from how to write a personal statement for those of you who are interested in getting in. We're going to be talking about what the doctoral process is, right? People don't know, like, what do I expect? What's the process? I'll tell you about the process. I'll tell you how to get money for free. I'll tell you about writing the literature review because I'm sorry, that's what a lot of people want to know. How do I write that literature review? How do I choose my research question? I'm going to drop so much knowledge in this doctoral summit. You're going to say, man, she should have charged thousands for that. Yeah, I know, right? I know, but it's free. It's free. And I have wonderful guests with me. So on Monday night, we have Dr. Valerie Humphrey, who is going to come and tell you how you can bring your best self to this process, your superpower. She's going to talk about the discified dissertation, right? And how just knowing yourself is going to help you through this process. The second night, we're going to have two guests. Our first guest is going to be Mr. Cantus Simmons. He is the money man, right? He, like me, went through all of his academic programs for free, and he's going to share with you. We're going to share with you how you can get your degree for free. And then we have on the second hour, we have Dr. Gary Jones. Now, we talk about Dr. Time because he is the remote podcaster for this show. But Dr. Gary Jones is going to be with us, and he's going to talk about how to use AI ethically. Man, AI is going to help you how to use it ethically to get through your doc program. And then on what day am I on? On Thursday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, that was Wednesday. That was Wednesday, right? On Thursday, we have Dr. Annette Clark Jones. She's going to talk about after you finish your degree, then what, right? Like, what do I do? How do I find a job? How do I submit proposals to conferences? What do I do now that I have this degree? So at the Doctoral Success Summit, there is something for everybody, whether you're getting in, you're going through, or you're out or on your way out and you're looking to your next stage. So you want to register now. The Doctoral Success Summit, drkesslin.com/summit. Doc, I'm super excited. Like, I think like this is gonna be the best one yet.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Of course. Oh, all you have to do is tell me, hey, I let you in. I'll say, okay, listen, just add it to the program. Put me on, coach. Put me on. Got you.
Put me in, coach.
So, super excited about this summit. So I wanted to start with that.
Yes.
Let me get to our thought for the day. Our doctoral thought for the day. Here we go. Remember, this is really important, especially on this week. Okay. Remember why you started this journey. I really should stop right there. Remember why you started this journey. Remember why. Pursuing the doctorate is one of the most challenging yet transformative paths that you can take. And each step you make brings you closer to having a profound impact. I usually say making a dynamic difference on yourself, on your field, and on the world. Remember why you started. Remember why you started. Your thoughts, Dr. O, your thoughts. Right. Profound impact, right?
It's just people are prone to talk about willpower, and we want to will it, and we want to will it, and we want to will it. And while there's a place for willpower and there's a place for that grind and that stick-to-itiveness, why power is at your core, and it will enable you to unplug when you just can't anymore and still remain committed to the process. And so there are some times during the doctoral process when you just can't.
Right.
You're tired, you're frustrated, you're stressed. You put all this effort into one outcome and another outcome happens. Hello. And you just can't.
Right.
Right. But the why power is the core. It's knowing that everything is not going to go my way the whole process, but I'm going to get these letters. Period. So even though my will right now, I can't type another letter. I can't have another meeting right now. I need to go put on my adult onesie, get some hot chocolate, and watch a Hallmark movie. And that's okay, because as you're watching the movie and in your feelings and in tears, your why power is going to whisper to you, you can do this.
Yes.
Take the break, but you can do it, because the unexpected outcomes and the disappointing outcomes, they are in fact a part of the process.
Yeah.
And so it's okay if your will has given out this week. That's okay.
This week.
This week, tap into the why.
Yes.
And the why is where the joy is.
Yeah.
And the why will keep you focused and keep you on track, and you won't give up. Because if you lose your why, then you'll give up. Because then you'll be like, well, what's the point? Who cares? And then you'll get those letters that you said last week is not a badge of honor. So we're going to keep going.
It's called ABD. ABD is not a badge of honor.
I wasn't going to say it,
but listen, ABD is not a badge of honor.
Okay? I said what I said.
Period.
No, this is a good quote. Remember your why. And again, it's literally okay if your will has given up. Because sometimes you can't move forward until you lean into how you feel. Dr. Anita Phillips.
Yep.
She says it's okay to feel like, why do we get this whole, I got to just keep pushing. No, sometimes you need to lean into your upset, your frustration, your anger. You can lean into all of that and still hold on to, I am going to finish.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. That's good. That's good. All right, everybody. So we always do a doctoral roll call. If you're watching this now, or if you're catching us on the replay, we want to know who you are.
Yes.
All right. So put your name, if you have a doctoral degree or you're studying to be a doctor, put your name in the comments. We want to see who you are. Tell us where you're studying. Tell us like what the degree program is. You plan to graduate with the EDD or PhD in. Why do we do it? Because we want everybody who watches the podcast, we want folk to know that you can get a doctoral degree in almost anything, really anything. So put it in the comments. That's our roll call. God, we have a long list that's going to be a short list because I'm going to break it into 2 segments, because they always tell me my list of things to talk about are too long. Like, you don't have to cover the whole world in one show, Doc. Okay.
5 pages of notes.
For tonight. Shots fired. That's what my daughter said. Shots fired. She came with violence. So, okay, I get it. So we're going to break it up. We're going to break it up into 2 segments, unless, we're going to break it up into 2 segments. All right. Tonight, we're talking about the importance of attending and presenting at conventions, right? Conferences, conventions, professional meetings. As I was thinking about tonight's topic, Dr. Annette Clark-Jones, I'm just going to call her out. Dr. Annette Clark-Jones came to my mind. And when she was a client, Doc, I encouraged everybody to present at a conference, submit a proposal. They were like, submit a proposal? How do we do that? Where do we do it? So I said, okay, I'm going to spend one of my Monday night coaching calls, and we're going to go through how to submit a proposal. And I'm going to walk you through so that you can submit it, and we'll see what happens. Well, Dr. Clark-Jones submitted a proposal. She followed the template that I gave her, submitted a proposal, was shocked that she got accepted. I was like, come on, man. I've been doing it. This is what I do. So she got accepted. And actually, everybody that submitted a proposal following that template got accepted.
That's exciting.
And she's been presenting at professional conferences since then. In fact, I talked to her yesterday, actually. I talked to her yesterday. And she said, Doc, would you believe that now I have published one of my presentations and it's in a textbook? I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
You're making a dynamic difference in the world. So I said, I need to really, some people don't really get the importance of presenting at conventions and conferences. I know you do, Doc, because you present all the time. But some people don't get it. So let me just give you some insights about presenting at conferences. I'm not going to go over all of my 5 pages of notes because there are 10, but I'm going to give you 5 tonight. And then we'll maybe do the next 5 next week. So here we go. Why do you need to present at a conference? Let me start by saying every conference is not the right conference.
That part.
Okay. You got to kind of work with somebody to figure out what conference is best for me to present this information at, right? Because every conference may not be the right one, but I guess that should have been point number one. That's the overarching point. Here's point number one. Why do you need to build at conferences, at conventions? Because you get to build your professional network. This is the gathering spot for people who are in your fields of practice and people who are looking to work interdisciplinarily with people like you. You get to be in the space and place where your book authors are and other professionals, professors, field experts, your peers. You get to network in spaces like this. This is like, it's better than the dating apps for professionals, like, right?
Yep.
Everybody that you could ever want to come, that you could ever have a conversation with is at a professional conference.
Yep.
So you need to go to the professional conferences to build your professional network. Second point, you want to refine your skill set by showcasing your research, right? You're going to refine your skill set by showcasing your research. This is the opportunity for you to let people know who you are. One of my favorite scenes in Black Panther is when the Queen Mother said to her son, "Show them who you are." That's like my all-time. I get excited every time. When you are at a professional conference and you're presenting, listen, you get to show up and show people who you are. Not just who you are, but who you are as an expert on this particular subject. There is no one else that can present your research better than you.
Facts.
So you get to show up as your professional self, and you get to get feedback on your developing concepts, your methodology, your thought process, you get to get feedback from other professionals, and it's free. Well, it's not free if you pay to go to the conference, but it's okay. But the feedback is invaluable, right? So you get to build your professional network. You get to refine yourself and by showcasing your research. You get to learn the latest in your field. That's number 3. You get to learn the latest in your field. I learned about new methodologies, new research tools, new data collection techniques, new resources that can help me analyze, help me organize all of my literature review stuff. I learned all of this at conferences. I know what I know, but conferences are a place where you can learn more about what's cutting edge, what's new, what's up to date. So at a conference, you get to learn the latest of what's happening in your field. That's number 3. All right. I'm making my way, Doc. I'm making my way. I'm not going to do all 10. The next point, you get to build your academic CV. My CV at this point is like 12, 14 pages.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Literally. And I think to add some stuff to it that I haven't thought about, but I try to present at least 2 conferences a year, professional conferences, like not guest speaking, not keynote, but present in a track, at least 2 a year, and try to publish 2 articles a year. Cool. So if you do that every year consistently, you'll build. But conferences are really easy once you get in. Now, some conferences are a little easier to get in than others. But there are some tips and tricks.
There's a method to that,
There's
a method to that.
But it's a way for you to build your CV. So when you go after the job that you want, they can look at your CV and say, "Oh, she or he presented at this conference and that conference." There's no better place to build your professional CV than at a conference. And the last one for tonight, you get to connect with potential mentors and advisors. Again, conferences are the place where people hang out. And listen, it's not just the academic hangout.
No.
People go to dinner.
Yep.
People say, "Hey, what are you doing? Do you know this person? Let me introduce you to Doctor. Let me," and this is the person who wrote your textbook. You're like, "Whoa."
Right.
So, conferences are the place where you get to connect with potential mentors and advisors. Listen, it is always great for you to submit a proposal. I actually have a workshop on how to submit a proposal to get accepted into a conference. But even if you don't submit a proposal, you should go.
You should go.
It's a place where people network. Decisions are made on the golf course. That's what people tell me.
Yep.
And at conferences. So,
I like it.
all right, Doc, that's it for tonight.
That's good. That's
thoughts.
good. I concur with everything you said. You have to present at conferences. I really wish I would have started presenting at conferences while I was in the process, because you will find out that you're not alone. And there are people that are just as excited about what you're researching about as you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we don't find that out until after we're out and we're in the profession and we've chosen a career with our degree. But imagine how much more excited you would be and how much stronger your why would be if you already knew there are people out here that are already excited about what I'm studying and getting ideas of how to refine what you're building, what you're writing, and getting that feedback, and just really knowing that not only are you not alone, but there are whole entire organizations built around your topic.
Absolutely.
I found that there is a national organization and society for just about everything.
Yeah.
And so I just echo what you said, like get in there, and you never know. I did a conference, National Head Start Association, and I just went to learn. Like I didn't submit anything. I was like, this is my first National Head Start conference. It was in Phoenix. It was back in 2017 or 18.
Mm.
And I sat next to a lady. Her name is Sylvia Hubbard. I had no idea that she was like the second highest in command for like all of the Head Starts.
Wow.
And we just became, I didn't know who she was. She didn't tell me who she was. It was like, hey girl, hey, you want to have dinner? Let's have dinner.
Yep.
Let's keep in contact. Let's keep in contact. She still didn't tell me who she was.
Yep.
So she's like, I'm interested in what you're doing. So I'm telling her what I'm doing. I'm excited. Comes to find out that she is like number 3. The amount of contracts, opportunities, and doors this lady has opened for me since 2018 has been bananas.
Yep.
And I didn't even know. She was sitting in the conference as a participant just like me. And we just started talking. And she was like, I love your passion. You're so excited. So you, like when I say you never know, you never know. I had a lady at a different conference that was like, I didn't know she was the author of one of the books that I love in early childhood. Just connected with her. Da, 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 da. And she's like, and I'm like, yeah, well, who are you? And what do you do? And she told me, I was like, okay. I said, okay, I'm not going to fangirl right now, but I love your work. And she was like, well, we should work on a book together. We should.
See what I'm saying? And that's how it happens. So, okay, this always happens when I say I'm gonna do 5 more next week. But professional exploring your career opportunities is something I was gonna talk about next week. You'll never know what the opportunities are unless you get in the right spaces and places.
Yep.
And go to conferences.
And also funding for your research can be found at conferences, because I met another lady who is from Virginia Theological Seminary, and I met her at a conference, and she was like, oh, what do you do? Well, yeah. She was like, Doctor, let's talk. Let's meet for lunch.
Right.
And she said, there's funding for that, for what you're trying to do. Like, you don't have to do that alone. Like, I would never know, like, there's funding for me to write gospel curriculum with STEM for kids. She was like, yeah, this place. You need some help?
Wow.
From going to a conference. And don't let people tell you that it's not worth it. Because I did have someone back in 2021 people love to encourage you. And I beefed up my conference attendance because I wanted to do all the things that you're mentioning.
Yep.
And I had a lady say to me, I see you're attending more conferences, Dr. O. I just want to let you know it's really a waste of time.
Oh, wow.
You're really wasting your money. You're wasting
Wow.
your time.
Wow.
And at first I was like, I am spending a lot of money. I'm not getting paid to do any of this. A lot of times when you speak at conferences, unless you're keynoting, you
Right.
won't get paid.
Right.
Many times the payment is you don't have to pay to go to the conference.
Right.
Sometimes, not all the time. And I was looking and I was like, well, I am spending significant amount of money, travel, hotel, getting there. But the spirit inside of me was like, just keep going, keep going. Almost every 5, 6 figure, I haven't gotten the 7 one yet, but almost every 5 or 6 figure contract that I've gotten has been on the heels of meeting someone at a conference. It's better than cold calling.
Yep.
It's better than sending an email.
Because they get to feel your energy and see you, and you make face-to-face contact.
And they say, I want whatever you just did right there. I want you to do that. Or I love your energy. Come work with us on this project from a conference. So don't let people discourage you because you have to pay to go. And like you said, it's the right conference. Because every conference is not for you, but it's the right conference. And Dr. Kessler is here to help you navigate to see what would be best for you.
That's right.
But there it is.
So yeah, we just covered all 10. Anyway, next week.
We keep doing that. Did we really?
I'm like, what?
Yeah, because you said gaining visibility, career opportunities.
Yep. Enhancing your research perspective. I talked about how you learn at a conference.
See these 5 pages? You did all these 5 pages.
Look.
Take that, y'all.
In record time. Take note, Dr. Jones.
I'm looking at the time, 28.
We're not even at 30 minutes yet. So let's log out before we get to 30 minutes and I outdo myself. Anyway, what you got going on? What's coming up, Doc?
This week I have to speak at a couple of not conferences, but webinars, virtual webinars. So I'm excited about that. And then I'm going to Friendsgiving.
Nice.
I know it is the season. So I'm excited for the spaces that I'm just going to say it. I'm excited for the spaces that Black women are creating this week and the upcoming weeks for us to continue sharing our joy.
Yeah.
Because if you're not a Black woman, then you might not understand. So unapologetically, thank you for those that are providing those spaces for us to come together and experience joy and not try to guilt us for how we feel. Yeah. There's that.
So let me just say on that note, let me give a special shout out to Dr. Chanel Boatswain for hosting. We had a pop-up speaking together on Thursday, and it was a safe space for Black women in higher education or education to come and just talk about what this week has meant. And it was a great space. And then on last night, Saturday night, I had a conversation with some of the students at Howard University School of Divinity with Minister Leah Burgess, and I call it Chaplain Leah Burgess, and we were able to have a safe space to talk about not just this last week, but dual degree programs. I have a dual interdisciplinary background. So I agree with you.
Yeah. And I miss speaking up together because the lady I was just telling you about, Miss Sylvia, he held space for those of us in early childhood, and her virtual space was supposed to be from like 6 to 7, and then I was going to jump on yours.
Yeah,
we went till about 9 o'clock.
Listen,
I mean, tears, laughing. It was almost like a praise and worship session. But we just needed that, and I was just grateful just to share in that space with those women, and I'm just grateful.
Yeah. So what do I have this week? I don't even know. I think this week is a relatively low key week. I think. So I'm thankful. I mean, I have a lot of work to do, but it's a low key week in terms of presentations. All right, Dr. O. Well, we are at 31, 10, 11. That's pretty good for us.
It's good for us.
That's pretty good. Let me look. Let me find my notes and pull up the quote for the day, which was, remember why you started the journey. Pursuing a doctorate is one of the most challenging yet transformative paths you can take. And each step you make brings you closer to a profound impact on yourself, on your field, and on the world. Remember why you started. There's nothing else. We're going to sign off. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. We don't take it for granted that you join us. We hope and we believe that the information that we share is beneficial. And I always end with reminding you that the doctoral degree, it is not merely a degree of intelligence. It is a degree of persistence. And we are here to help you persist. Why? Because your research matters. Perhaps now more than ever.
More than ever.
Hello, your research matters. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you, Mom and Dad. Talk to y'all soon.
Bye, y'all.